My dear friends, now the party came to Hiranyavarsh. There were large number of Vanaras from the race of Nila. Nila who constructed the bridge from Rameshwaram to Sri Lanka, that 800 miles long and 80 miles wide bridge was built a million years ago by Nila. His descendants lived in Hiranyavarsh. They were ordered to stay there by Lord Rama himself after Ram-Ravan war. As soon as they saw Pradyumna's army coming, they just made a surprise attack. They wounded thousands of soldiers and bound chariots, horses, elephants with their tails, and hurled them up above in the sky. Even Arjuna was not spared. He was thrown in the space. By doing so, they insulted Hanumanji, who is always residing in his flag. Hanumanji became furious. Now he jumped out and started binding all of them and dashing them on the ground. They were shocked with great surprise who this was of such an enormous strength in Copper Age. They wondered, and they soon recognized their old bosom friend Sri Hanumanji. They snuggled up in loving emotions. They kissed his tail and his feet and bowed down to him again and again. After a heartfelt reception and feasting and resting and then very warm farewell, they left for Chatravan, my dear friends. Army now came to Makar Parvat valley. Millions of bumblebees attacked them. Pradyumna dispersed them off, shooting Pavanastra, a wind arm. They came to country named as Trishringa, where all people had horns on their head. Soon the army came to the bank of Chandrakanta river. The country was heavenly. People were so beautiful, almost moonshine-faced. Pradyumna asked King Devasakha the mystery. Aryama washed the lotus feet of Lord Kurmadev, he continued. A river flows out of it. Prince Prishadra came here. He took bath, and his leprosy caused by sin of cow killing was absolved. We bathe daily in the same river, that's why we are shining like moon. They all took bath and offered charities and oblations and shraddha to their forefathers, my dear friends. Now they came to Ramyavarsh. King Kalanka was ruling there. He was son of Kalanemi, who became Kansa in this life. He was part of Ravana's army, but escaped when he saw Ravana's defeat. Since then he was enjoying his new empire in this remote part of the earth. Many of the demons from Lanka also settled down in his capital. All those demons who did not agree with King Vibhishan came here and settled down with him. So great battle started with him. Riding on tall donkey, black, ferocious demon Mayank Kalank began devouring, what to speak of men and animals, but also chariots and weapons as well. He threw bones of elephants he ate in the sky. Praghosha shot him Vanaras. Suddenly Hanumanji appeared out of that arrow, and lo, he grabbed him up and dashed him away for an 800 miles. He came back and he dashed his heavy mess of 1,000 tons on Hanumanji. Hanumanji leaped up and then saved himself and then dashed on his chest a heavy fist. Demon trembled and Hanumanji took off his crown, threw it off, then as Kalanka came with his trident to attack him, he leaped up and fell heavily on his back, crushing him down to the ground. Then he placed on him a huge Vaidurya hillock. The wicked demon was ground to death. Hanumanji vanished. The army took bath in the river, meditated, then went to Nasrayas one to visit Sraddhadev Manu. They climbed Manav Parvat and saw among panoramic beauty of nature. Manuji is illuminating all directions, conversing with sages. Vyas, Shuk, Vasishtha and Brihaspati were there. Before Pradyumna offered him his respect, Manu embraced him, welcomed and feasted all of them. All soldiers rested and relaxed. With a great amaze, Pradyumna and all were looking at this magnanimous personality whose age was more than 28 million years. All he looks as if he is just 50 years old. They asked Manu many questions of history, the way he multiplied solar and lunar dynasties and other races in the beginning of our human civilization, and also celestials and animalistic culture. My dear friends, now the sacrificial horse moved on to Ketumal Varsh and Bhadrasha Varsh. There arose a war with Shakuni, the elder brother of Shammara and Utkach, one of the 9 sons of demon Hiranyaksha, the brother of Hiranyakashipu. My dear friends, don't confuse this Shakuni with maternal uncle of Duryodhana of Mahabharata war, please. This is another one, very ancient one, from the time of Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyak. Pradyumna formed his army into a vast vulture phalanx. He stood at the belly button. Aniruddha stood at the back, at the beak. On its chin stood Arjun. At the back stood Samba. In the bank of Sita Ganga, a great battle ensued. Karshni Brick, the son of Mitravinda, is fighting with 5-faced Daitya Risht, riding on a large, huge lion. This lion was leaping, jumping, gobbling around, devouring up, ripping out soldiers, elephants, horses, through his claws, jaws and teeth and nails. It created a huge devastation. Rishta broke weapons and chariots of Kashni. He boarded another chariot. As he began, the lion jumped and dashed him down. Vrika overthrew him and jumped on him. Standing on his throat, gave him such a hard blow that lion instantly died. Rishta shot at Vrik a trident. He cut it down with his sword. He then sliced the demon's head down. His army ran away. Shakuni came with greater army, scary one. Pradyumna and all soldiers stared at them. Then he looked at his own soldiers and said loudly, "My dear army, my dear friends, this body is five elemental. It is like water bubble composed of nature and old patterns of habits, controlled by time, like display of a child. Therefore, wise one, never worry about its decay and death. Peaceful people live heavenly life. Workaholics live restless life, a materialistic life. And sleepyheads live snoring, hellish, and utterly violent life, drugged life, intoxicating life. Is one's philosophy psychology, so are the situations. All and everything has coming up and going away nature. But it is all one truth, one God who is reflecting as many. Just like one moon appearing thousands in thousands of jars. Like one fire in thousands of fireplaces. Therefore, dear friends, be wise, get established in the absolute truth which is immortal, never changing, full of bliss. That eternal truth is called Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Staying centered in Him, let us act out our duty. Treating success and failure all alike, let us get into an intense fight which which destiny has brought before us as our inescapable duty. My dear friends, then all people became very enthusiastic. In the bank of Sita Ganga, an intensive war began. Sangram did the son of Bhadra Killabhut Santapan, and Dhumbralochan swallowed Aniruddha in one piece. And then Gada and Arjuna ran down, seeing what happened, and immediately they cut off fast his legs and hands, and Aniruddha broke out his belly from inside and came out all safe. He immediately ran down to take a bath. Pradyumna lifted Kalanav and his vehicle with his arrow and hurled them round and around and around and dumped them into the mid-sea. The man was so powerful, he immediately came back and fought with Samba. Their masses crashed, sparked fires. Then this demon's chest was torn and he died. Mahanav came emanating fire from his mouth. Great arson in the battlefield. Deeptiman shot Parjanyas. Rain poured out. Cuckoos were cooing. Peacocks dancing. Frogs singing. Lightning lit. Rainbow spread out in the whole sky, my dear friends. Mahanav was riding on camel. He jumped out to attack Deeptiman, who in turn sliced him in two halves. Mahanav came on elephant. Deepti drove his horse on elephant's head, and with his sword beheaded the demon. Harishmasru fought with Bhanu. Great wrestling. Bhanu threw him away. As he fell, dragged him around and around, holding his big mustache, and then killed him. Shakuni came now, and he hurled and threw away in the sky. Many important warriors of the Yadava army were just in the sky, thrown away by this powerful, mighty Shakuni. He shot Rauravastra. Suddenly, huge cobras and scorpions, dreadful birds and beasts emanated and started bothering the Yadavas. Pradyumna shot Garudastra, my dear friends. Millions of eagles and peacocks and beings materialized and swallowed the cobras and stuff. Shakuni shot Pishachastra. The goblins came out and started throwing embers and fires and pisons. Pradyumna shot Sattvastra. Millions of angels came and destroyed them up. Calm all it became. Pradyumna blew his conch. Flower showers, song echoed. Shakuni vanished and produced heavy rain, flooding, devastating the whole earth. Pradyumna shot Sri Krishnastra. Soon the light ball came from Dwarka, appearing in the sky, then descending down and down and down like a star. Dazzling light stood in front of all and condensed into a beautiful form of Lord Sri Krishna. War began between Sri Krishna and Shakuni. Sri Krishna broke all his weapons and he vanished. He went to Chandravati Puri, my dear friends. Shakuni went to Chandravati Puri to get more weapons. Lord Sri Krishna addressed Yadava soldiers. He said, this demon had fasted and meditated for 4 million years. Lord Shiva appeared. He was all pleased. So this demon begged, if I die, O Lord Shiva, give me this boon. If I die, I must get resurrected as soon as as soon as my body touches the ground. I must also be able to live in the sky. Lord Shiva had okayed him, gave him a parrot, and he said, take care of it, O Shakuni, your soul will abide in it. With its death, you too will be dead. Now, in order to kill this mighty demon, we must find wherever that parrot is. All soldiers were shocked with surprise and looked at each other. What a mystery! And Lord Krishna called Garuda and ordered him to go to Chandravati Puri and find out whereabouts of the parrot. Garuda flew. He assumed a small, invisible form and entered the walled city full of gold palaces and gardens. Like Hanumanji of antiquity, Garudaji looked for the parrot home to home, forts and palaces and gardens everywhere, but could not find it. Then he entered Shakuni's palace. He saw he is preparing for a bigger battle. His wife Madalsa is convincing him not to fight, but he is adamant. He said, I will kill these Yadavas who killed my brothers. Madalsa said, Lord Krishna himself has come. Nobody can survive or conquer him in the battlefield. And the demon laughed and he bragged out, you don't understand. I am unkillable on the planet and the sky. Did not I tell you the boon I got from Lord Shiva after long meditation? So I am invincible. I'll never be killed. On top, my soul lives in a parrot. I have kept it on Mount Matanga's mysterious cave in Chandra Island. 40-footer huge serpent protects it day and night. How can anybody reach there? How can anybody kill me? As soon as Garudaji heard it, he flew. He came to the sea, flying around. He came to Singhal Dweep. He ascended on Trikutachal hilltop, then flew to Panchajanna Dweep. He felt hungry at the beach, began eating, 8-meter big alligator grabbed him, then pulled each other back and forth. He then on his beak, stepped on his back with his beak. The ugly alligator turned into a handsome Vidyadhar, an angelic species, Vidyadhar, my dear friends. So he assumed the form of a handsome Vidyadhar and praised Garuda and said, I had, oh Garudaji, long ago I had dragged a sage into a river from inside, swimming out of fun. So he cursed me to become alligator. So I suffered the consequences of my misdeed. My name is Hemkundal. Garudaji flew over the sea, arrived at Harinaksha island. He saw on the beach sage Apantartama is meditating. He looked at Garudaji and smiled. Garudaji saluted him, and a wing fell. Sage said, put that wing on my head and fly straight, you will reach the place. As Garudaji put his wing on the head of the sage, he saw dozens of them. He requested for the mystery, and the sage said, whenever Lord Krishna incarnates, Garudaji comes this way. He puts a wing on my head and proceeds further. I am here since those many incarnations. Watch the wonder. Wow, Garudaji said, and prostrated the sage at his feet and flew. He came to Ramanak Dweep, my dear friend. Then he went to Shukla Dweep. Then he spotted Chandra Dweep with huge forts and palaces and ponds. The fort was surrounded by firewalls and water walls. Garudaji drank all the waters he found there. Then he vomited them on the fire, all fire extinguished. Then 100,000 demons attacked Garuda. He fought until he killed them all up. Garudaji entered the cave. He stepped on the cobra who was safeguarding the parrot. Cobra got scared. He ran with the parrot and dropped it into the sea. Garudaji rushed and picked it up in his beak. He rose up into the sky. The demon shouted, "Parrot is taken away." Shakuni ran down. He chased Garuda, shot again and again, but Garuda saved himself and ran around the globe fastest. War began between both. Shakuni dashed his trident. Garuda fell on the rock of the mountain. Parrot got crushed and got dead. Garudaji was happy anyway. The job was done. Garudaji returned to Lord Krishna and conveyed him the news. Shakuni was morose and returned to Chandravati Puri. With full preparation he came in the battlefield. He assumed hundreds of forms. A dreadful battle continued, dashing mountains on each other. They destroyed the city. Many times Sri Krishna killed him, beheaded him, but as he fell on the earth, he got resurrected with same power and intelligence. Now he became crazy. He started throwing soldiers and elephants up in the sky. Sri Krishna remembered his discus. Soon it came on his finger. Sri Krishna released it. Lo, it went straight and chopped his head off. Immediately Sri Krishna shot arrows after arrows after arrows to hold those body pieces up in the sky. He shouted aloud, "Oh dear Yadavas, come up, all VIPs of you, come up please, and keep shooting it in the same manner as I am doing." We got to hold all of it in the sky. Let it not fall on the earth for a while. Otherwise he will be resurrected again. Soon Arjuna ran down, Aniruddha ran, Pradyumna ran down, all began shooting one by one. It went on up and down like a baseball in the sky. For 6 hours this game continued. The demon was now dead. Pradyumna shot an arrow which dropped all body parts into the ocean. Flower showers, songs echoed, gnomes danced, sages praised dawn. Now came Queen Madalsa with her son, and she prayed Sri Krishna, "Bharatra kritam me kilate paradham, chamasva devesha jagannivasa." My Lord, forgive my husband's offenses. Bless my baby. The baby bowed down to Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna blessed the boy, garlanded him, and coronated on the throne of Chandravati Puri, my dear friends. And Uchchasrava and Kamdhenu and other gems Shakuni had robbed away from celestials were returned to them again. These were 9 sons of Vasu. They were cursed to be demons for their offense against Saraswati Devi. Now, under the direction of Lord Krishna, the army moved on. From Bhadrashtra Varsha they came to Ilavrita Varsha. Walking in the banks of Arunoda river, Sri Krishna and Arjuna came to the pond built by King Prithu. They talked on Gita wisdom for a while. They came to township of Vedic wisdom known as Vednagar. There resides the lived Vedas with many gnomes, the celestial maidens. Most astoundingly beautiful maidens are Urvashi, Purvachitti, Vishwavasu, Gandharva. These are musicians, Vishwavasu, Tamburu and Sudarshan, with the tunes, music, tunes, such as 8 talas and 3 gramas and 7 swaras and ragas and raginis, all embodied in celestial beautiful forms. They live there. Ragbhairav is brown-red, Malkosha is green, Meghamalar is like peacock, Deepak Raga is golden, Sri Raga is red, Hindol Raga is like swan. They are all 560 millions of them. They all adored Lord Sri Krishna and Arjuna and performed a beautiful concert. And Lord Krishna said, "Ask for benediction." The Vedas requested, "Please show us your Rasa Vaisa form. We can relate to through our music." And lo, Sri Krishna instantly materialized divine Vrindavan, where Sri Radha, Sri Krishna and the gopis strolling, dipped in mad love. Yatha tamala kaladhautavalya, Yatha tamala kaladhautavalya, Ghano yatha chanchalaya chakasti, Nilodrirajo nikashashmakhanya, Sri Radhayadya sudadharamanya. All began to dance and sing in great ecstasy, my dear friend. All ragas and raganis played on. And Lord Krishna smiled on and on, my dear friends. Lord Krishna gave lots of teachings, lots of blessings and teachings and benedictions. And my dear friends, they left to their residences. Now they came to the bank of river. Lord Krishna gave new teachings to Yadavas, new guidance to Yadava warriors, especially Pradyumna. And then he gave a big hug to Arjuna, and then he returned to Dwarka. Pradyumna marched on towards the bank of Kamadugha river. King Patanga of Vasantamalati Puri attacked the Yadavas. He broke the heads of important warriors. Soon they saw a fulgent ball of blazing light came from Dwarka, and lo, Balramji materialized now. The war continued. Balramji won the war. King Patanga formed a mystic phalanx. Balramji just grabbed his capital with his plough and pulled. The whole city began to fall in Kamadugha river. Tilted like a boat became. King and ministers grabbed precious tributes and ran down. They prostrated to Balramji and apologized for their offense. Balramji offered them his assurance, and war was stopped. Then the king offered him 200,000 airplanes, each 40 feet long, 20 feet wide, and 10 feet high, my dear friends. He presented them decorating with pearl necklaces, gold and silver plated, flag and banner set, herbs, clothes, wealth. And then he prostrated at his feet and said, Pahimam, Pahimam. Balramji forgave them, stayed for the night. He left for Dwarka soon. The sacrificial horse walked on. Hemavati city came on their way. 100,000 elephant-powered King Shakrasak prepared to fight. He stunned all of them at first, but Gada dashed his mace on his chest and lifted him up and threw him into his city. He fainted. As he woke up, he came to his senses. He came with tributes bowed down to Pradyumnaji. Pradyumnaji welcomed him. Great jubilation. Tents spread out along the beaches of Arunoda river. Song and dance went on late night. Indra visited that night and inspired to visit Swayamvar of Shatachandranana at Leelavati Puri, my dear friend. Among all celestials, the princes garlanded Pradyumna united. They became now. And then they won the hand of the beautiful princess. The year was almost complete. The horse felt it. He sped towards Dwarka now. Uddhavji drove fast, approached King Ugrasen, conveyed the news of success. The king, Krishna and Balram, Vasudevji all went to receive their victorious Pradyumna. and Arjuna and Aniruddha and all, they were brought in the open chariot. Flowers were showered upon them, music echoing, people dancing in ecstasy, and Pradyumnaji placed his sword at the feet of the king and saluted him. And lo, Krishna to Balram and to all elders and mothers and all, he shouted, saluted and saluted, very reverently. They all blessed them again and again. Invitation went to all relatives and VIPs and citizens and wise men. And my dear friends, there came great sages, the wise men of the whole world from all galaxies, from also celestial planes of existence and astral planes of existence. Among those arrivals were Vyasdev, Shukdev, Parashar, Maitreya, Pail, Durvasa, Syamantak, Sumantu, Vaishampayan, Jaimini, Bhargavo, Ramo, Dattatreyo, Sito Munihi, Angira, Vamadeyo, Tri, Vasishtha, Kanva Evaja, Vishwamitra Shatanando, Bharadvajo, Gautama, Kapila Sanakadyascha, Vibhandascha, Patanjali, Drona Kripa, Pradvipaka, Shandilyo, Muni Sattama, Nejamunyo Rajan, Sashishascha Samagata. Prahlad, Bali, Vibhishana, Hanumanji, Jambavan, Vasaki, Sumeru, Himalaya, Ganga, Yamuna, and the Sagaras and Siddhasramo Vinashanam, Kundai, Saravai, Saravarai, Vrindavan came, Yashoda Maya came, Kirti and Sri Radhaji came, Gopis came, and his Krishna's friends came. Nanda Maharaj is coming with his big turban. In between Raivatak in the sea, in Pindarak town, great yajna began. It is said, my dear friend, yajna pit was 5 miles in square, 1 mile Brahmakund, and 1,000 feet high minaret. 50 miles area was the canopy, all decorated with emerald. Banana trees, creepers, and silks, and banners and flags, garlanded with fragrant flowers. Sage Gargacharya conducted the yajna. 100,000 were hotas, and same number of dikshit. Half of what adhvaryu, half of that adhvaryu, and same number of udgata. Again, Hattashunna Samadhara, Bhuktva Jasya Hutashana. As was the old habit of the king, what he did in past life, same he did again. As thick as elephant trunk, ghee oblation was poured, offered into the sacred blazing fire. All were feasted 24 hours. Whenever anyone came, they were feasted. Their feet was washed first. They were given rest, shower, new clothes, new ornaments, and rest and room. And then feasting, 20-course meal, welcomed with fresh clothes, 5-star rooms to stay, delicious meals, and all well whatever you wish. That was the standard of hosting in Dwarka, my dear friends. This is how the supreme message of Vedic Dharma was shared throughout the globe. At the end, Yajnanta Snan was completed. Yajnanta, herbal bath ceremony was completed. Music echoed, flower showered, Dakshina offering went on. With great smiles and laughter is award-winning ceremony. That was like award-winning ceremony. Everyone, not only those who officiated, but But even those who joined became multimillionaires and happy they returned home. In the yajna, Emperor Ugrasen and Empress Padmavati saw the greatness of Lord Krishna. They were amazed. She said to her husband, "My dear husband, Sri Krishna is almighty. He resurrected his guru's sons, slain brothers. I wish I could see my dead sons too." Empress told her husband. Ugrasen said, "Dear Padmavati, why don't you understand? They were victims and innocents, whereas our sons had done crimes to humanity. They were slain for the protection of the social welfare. If Sri Krishna will hear what he will think of us, what his parents will think of us, his parents whom our sons heaped mountainous great troubles, what our citizens will think, who ran helter-skelter in fear of our sons. Oh, I can tell that to Sri Krishna. I will instantly fall very low in his eyes." Sri Krishna is omniscient, my dear friends. Yajna has just finished, gets just left. Now the family is at rest. Suddenly Sri Krishna looked at the couple and he said, "Her Majesty, would you like to see your sons?" With a fit of pleasure, Empress Padmavati looked at Sri Krishna, who was welcoming some airplane fast descending from the space. The luminous airplane landed above the ground. It was full of 9 divine beings. As they came out, were turned into Kansa and his 8 brothers. They fell prostrate at the feet of Lord Krishna. They gazed at him continuously. They did not look at anyone else at all. The emperor and empress were looking expectantly when their sons will look at them, but they did not. Lord Krishna said, "These are your parents, O Kansa, O 8 brothers. Bow down to your parents, talk to them, be with them for a while at least." And they said, "My Lord, we have been born innumerable times. Each time we had new set of parents. We do not even remember and will not like to remember those junkyards. As long as survives the physical body, as long as the physical body survives, so long is the relations and duties and responsibilities. Soul has none of those mishaps. Our true parents are you and none else. You blessed us by slaying us during our hellish life. Now we don't recognize anyone else except you, O dear Lord. Please offer your blessings. Let no ignorance grab our head anymore." They requested for permission to go, return to their abode, and Lord Krishna okayed. They turned back into divinities. As they entered the airplane flew away into the sky. The Empress immediately came to Lord Krishna and she put her head bow at the feet of Sri Krishna, tears in her eyes. She said, "I am now completely disillusioned, my Lord." And there came Ugrasen. "Me too, O Lord, bless us to stay always in this holy disillusionment, make us thine own. And Sri Krishna smiled in the middle of the whole assembly, and he said, so be it. O King of Ugrasen, I remember you since the times when you were King Marutta. You are my that devotee, great devotee. Everything of my whatever I have, great blessings, take that treasury of blessings, it's yours. Ask for benediction and it is yours. Tathastu, said Sri Krishna, smiled out, a very big smile, my dear friend. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 পরিমল ভরল সকল বৃন্দাবনে, পরিমল ভরল সকল বৃন্দাবনে, রাই কানু কর ধরে নৃত্য করে ফিরি ফিরি, রাই কানু কর ধরে নৃত্য করে ফিরি ফিরি, রসে পুলক তনু ভরে, নিরাখে গঙ্গা কৌতূহলী গোবর্ধন গিরিবর, পুরমনের জলস্থল, পুরমনের জনস্থল, রাই কানু কর বিষয়নে, যোগাইব বদন কমলে, যোগাই বদন কমলে। ওম নমো ভগবতে বাসুদেবায়।